And hello, YouTube, and welcome back to another episode of The Zone TV Movie Entertainment with me, your host, Jonathan. Once again, bringing you my thoughts and review for last night's episode of Supergirl, Season 5, Episode 11. And we got to see in this episode, which, in the beginning it started off cool, but then, of course, this episode kind of just fell apart to me. And we got to see the return of Win. We all, remember what happened to Win. He decided to go to the future to help Mon-El and other stuff as well. And he fell in love over there, and now he had to go back because he was framed for a murder that kind of causes the future to go chaotic. And then we find out that in the past that the person who framed him was himself from another world, Earth 2 or whatever Earth it was, Toyman. Toyman returns in this episode and pretty much causes havoc not only for Win, but also Supergirl as well. Lex Luthor, we got to see him try to find out about Leviathan and try to get the information before it even happens or how they even come up to be in power. So that was pretty interesting. But overall, I think this episode to me was not really good at all. I didn't like it at all because a couple of reasons. I'm starting to get tired of the whole, oh my god, everybody has a doppelganger. Okay, I get it. When we first heard about it, I was like, oh, this is cool. Everybody's going to have doppelgangers. We're going to eventually see one for Kara and, Win and all the other guys. Eventually, slowly move in. But now that they kind of, used up the Crisis on Infinite Earth to wipe them all out, and now they're just slapping multi-people in the same Earth now, it's just like, okay, we get it. That was going to be a problem. Let's just fix it and be done with it. We don't have to have 6,000 versions of, Win, 6,000 versions of Supergirl showing up. Oh, actually, you know what? Take it back. Supergirl, I can deal with. That's fine, because I love Supergirl. She's my favorite. Anyway, Lena's and all the other characters, but still, I just felt like this episode, if we just focus on Win returning and helping out, like, oh, guys, I got a problem. There's some guy in the future. He's come to the past to take out Supergirl, and if we don't stop him now, Supergirl's influence in the future gets chaotic, get messed up, and then it affects the future. That would have been a cool episode, but we didn't get that. We got to see a doppelganger come to another Earth, which, by the way, sounds weird because you figure in the future everybody knows about what happened in the crisis. Everybody should know, in the future they know that Oliver Queen saved Star City from something. They should have had more research, or even the Hall of Justice should have had files for what actually happened, and they couldn't prevent that from happening. They would have known instantly, oh wait, somebody from another Earth came onto here to pretend to be Win and kill somebody because over a toy company. And that was basically the main plot. It was Win Toyman basically coming back to I guess Earth Prime to kill a man who stole technology from Win's father all those years ago and try to get revenge since his Toyman father was gone and he wanted revenge, and Toyman from Earth Prime was still there kind of, and he wanted revenge, and that was kind of like, okay, whatever, sure, I guess. And then we got to see them have like a party for Nina because her and Brainiac 5 broke up, which, by the way, we all know they're going to get back together eventually. And then we got to see some Blossom stuff between Kara and that reporter guy. We know that's going to, have them hooking up eventually until Mon-El shows up. And it's like, hey, honey, I'm actually here, You guys remember Mon-El. Mon-El was her ex-boyfriend before he left to the future and came back with a wife. But in reality, in real life, he's actually, the guy who plays Mon-El is actually married to Melissa Benoist. So that's actually kind of funny, and that's going to be interesting seeing that play out in the episode eventually when he shows up in the show, because he's supposed to be coming back. But, this episode to me, like, if it was just a Toyman episode, yeah, because we all know, if you know the comics, Winslow Shot Jr. is supposed to become the Toyman. We all know Win was going to eventually turn into the Toyman. I would have loved to see that, somebody come back from the past and like, oh, listen, guys, from the future, come to the past and tell Cora, yeah, Win's the Toyman now. We got to stop him now before he becomes the Toyman. We got to try to talk him down to it so he doesn't become the Toyman, but it's a doppelganger. They had to go with a doppelganger again. It's like, okay, I'm getting kind of tired of it. I don't want to see doppelgangers anymore. I want to see the stories move up forward now. And I'm pretty sure when Flash comes back, they're gonna have the same thing. Iris, if you've seen the promos with that, Iris is acting all weird and crazy and not herself. Probably a double ganger as well. Maybe the real Iris got kidnapped or got sucked into another Earth or something that we just don't know yet. But who knows? We don't have the episode hasn't returned yet, so anything's possible. But at this point, I'm getting kind of tired of the whole multiverse stuff. I want now that our guys are on one Earth, let's just keep it that way and that's it. Let Supergirl do her thing. Barry does his thing. Mia does her thing in the future because Oliver's gonna die tomorrow. Rest in peace, Arrow. Anyway, I don't want to get into that yet. Black Lightning does his thing. We're gonna get Stargirl. She's gonna do her own thing. Superman's gonna do his own thing. Batwoman does his own thing. I just want to go back to the shows as being the shows, fighting their own crimes, and that's it. Crossover when they need to crossover, but not all the time. We get it. I understand. The crisis just happened, and they gotta recon everything now. It's like, okay, we get it. It happened. Move on. Let's just go back to Supergirl doing her thing, saving the world because she's Supergirl, and not worrying about another doppelganger showing up and ruining her life. Let her stop Lex Luthor. Lex Luthor is actually in these episodes now. Let's use it before the actor decides he's not going to do the show anymore and maybe jump ship to the... I believe he might be in the Superman show. Not sure, but who knows. And, see what happens there. And same thing with Batwoman and Legends. Legends is doing their own thing. They're not even worried about the crisis because they were hardly in the crisis anyway, except Sarah. So there's that. So, go back to the good stuff. I miss the old stuff now. But right now, it's just starting to be like, yeah. Okay, I get it. Yeah, Crisis. Yeah, we gotta fix the problems of Crisis. Crisis problem is over. Let's move on. Flash is alive. Barry is alive. Supergirl's alive. Oliver's dead, supposedly. Not really, but let's see what happens with that. But anyway, I just thought this episode was just, I want to know who the heck is this Leviathan person. What is it? What is it gonna? Is it gonna lead up to the next crossover? I want to know that. I want to know. Like, what's going to happen with Lena? Is she going to really go back to trusting Kara again? Is she going to literally team up with her brother? Is her brother going to betray everybody eventually to mess up the ending of the show until the next season? I want to know that kind of stuff. I'm done with the crossover stuff. I'm done with the Crisis. I need to move on. That was a bad Crisis anyway, crossover. So they need to fix it. So let's just hope it gets back on track and hope for the best. If you liked it, awesome, cool. But for me, not my favorite episode. It was kind of cheesy. It was cool to see Toyman, and win also. But, it was just, there. But what can you do? The episode was whatever. So leave me a comment below. Let me know what you guys thought about it. And stay tuned for more. Thank you very much and have a good day.